I am a really big fan of the wonderful body of work, getting to watch you in shows like Hellcats and getting to watch such an incredible range. And of course, seeing your beautiful career continue to flourish and getting to watch you in so many wonderful, diverse roles. I'm very, very excited to chat with you and very proud of you also as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's fun to have all the different opportunities that I've had in my career. Like you said, from Hellcats to now my relationship working with Hallmark, it's just been a big blessing and just a journey that I've always prayed for as an actor, just to have all of the experiences.
My goodness. Coming up like we're talking about here, another wonderful Hallmark touching film that we get to watch you in. Can you tell us a little bit about the premise, please? Well, will you tell us a little bit about the premise, please, about the snow must go on? Go.
Yes, so this is a really fun high school musical gone wrong moment. I play the guidance counselor, Lillian, and my high school students' Christmas musical starts to fall apart. In order to save it, I hire this kind of out of work, struggling Broadway star to come and direct the movie. There's some love interest there. He's not exactly who he claims to be, type of situation. And then, of course, the kids perform and magic happens, and it's just so much fun for the whole family. It's a really funny movie, and the kids are so talented. And I was really excited to be on set and just get to witness the magic that they brought every day, especially my co-star Corey Cott, who is so fantastic in this role.
We talk about these roles that we've gotten to see you in, dramatic roles, but also wonderful Hallmark roles that are romantic roles, but not often with kids, not often with that type of dynamic as well. Can you talk a little bit about how this is kind of like a fresh, new, different opportunity for you too as well?
Actually worked with kids a lot in my personal life. I've been a mentor with Big Brothers Big Sisters now for over 10 years. And being able to now work with kids on set, which you're right, I have not done very often. It was so much fun, especially in the musical theater capacity that we're working in, where at my age of 14, 15, 16, I was discovering my own love of musical theater and how to be an artist, how to find your voice, how to, overcome the fear of being on stage. And I got to watch them do all of that on and off camera for this film. And I think everyone's going to really enjoy their performances.
We already touched on it a little bit as well. We talk about, like Hallmark has so many of these kind of great meet cute movies, especially this time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, holiday centric type of meet cute movies. Um, with this film in particular, it provides this really good feel good energy to it that does, like you were saying, like kind of balances the magic, the hijinks that happens at the holiday at the same time too, the humor. What is it about, in your opinion, that you feel in these types of movies that tends to be, gets to be a treat for the whole family, that the whole family can sit around and watch together?
Well, what I love is that all of these movies air at a very family oriented time of year, right? We have airs the day after Thanksgiving on Friday, and it's the Christmas holiday season. So you're spending a lot of time with family, and it's really nice that everyone can watch these movies together. Hallmark movie, feel good moment. It's a bonding moment. We hope to spark some conversations, but really, it's a comfort food of TV watching, and we take pride in that. That's what we love to be. We want everyone to snuggle up, know that they have a happy ending. We're not doing horror over here. We're not doing blood and gore. Like, we want people to have a break from the craziness and chaos of life and just have a warm, comforting moment with us. And we definitely bring that in this movie.
I mean, obviously, throughout so much of life, it's a great heaviness and daily struggle and type of balancing work, family, and moments where we get to spend with Hallmark. During that brief time that we're watching this film, it's this great weight off your shoulders. It's this moment that you can spend together and enjoy. even in again in its brief moments that there is this happiness, there is a light, there isn't something that you're like necessarily sitting on the edge of your couch waiting for the next moment to surprise you, but you get to it, but it is a surprise in its own way because you never know what's going to happen in a Hallmark movie, and it has that aspect as
Absolutely.
well, but in a different
Yes.
capacity.
Oh, we don't worry. We have the twists and turns. You know, we have the unexpected moments where you don't know what's going to happen. The thing you can count on is it's going to be a happy ending. But what happens between the middle and the end, we try to keep very interesting. We try to have some suspense, the chemistry, you know, the moments where you're will they or won't they in so many different capacities, not just the romantic aspect. So there are a lot of twists and turns and great character arcs for people to look forward to in this one.
When you first received the breakdown for your character Lily Ann and subsequently the actual film script, what really stood out to you, either about the way she was written, or maybe like the tone of the film, or perhaps even like the overall arc, or all together, when you sort of started to comb through?
Yeah, I was very excited that it's a musical. I haven't ever gotten to work on a musical movie, and while I did not sing in this one, it kind of brought back my love of musical theater, and that's something that I mentioned to Hallmark. And you know, maybe at some point I'll get to do my own musical, but for me, I really enjoyed watching I felt like I was entertained every day on set, just watching everybody do their performances, and the fact that it reignited that you know bug in me to do musical theater again is very exciting and kind of a gift that I wasn't expecting from this movie.
Is there anything, whether it's from the script or maybe again from your own personal experiences, that you kind of used when constructing your portrayal of Lillian?
Absolutely. I grew up with a mentor who just was everything to me and helped me be who I am today, really. And something that she always did was guide me to the right decision for me. She never told me what to do. She always taught me to trust my own intuition and how to figure things out for myself. She never did anything for me, but she was a great force and giving me the information and tools to get things done my own way. Guidance counselor for these kids, I tried to help them all rise to their own strengths. And you have to let people be who they are. So I really just wanted to, you know, kind of exemplify what I had learned from mentorship.
We mentioned it also a little bit before as well, and I know that we kind of keep circling back to so much, but there's just a wonderful, incredible bounty that we've gotten to watch for your career, and you've really again taken on these wonderful, versatile roles that showcase your range so incredibly well, and it feels so rewarding for me also personally as a fan getting to watch the different type of women and the facets that you bring to them and the nuance that you bring to these roles. I mean, they're a great vulnerability, but there's a complexity, and then there's this innate, compelling energy and spirit that you bring to these really wonderful women that we've gotten to watch you portray. And what draws you or connects you to these type of characters?
Ah, thank you. First of all, it's very kind words. Thank you for that. That's very nice. And thank you for watching. Something that draws me to these roles, I think, is whenever I can draw a parallel, which I often can, between someone's life and mine, that character's experience, process that for the character. There has to be a relatability in there for the audience, and there has to be a relatability in there for me to relate to her. So I think that's something that I look for. I'm like, do I understand this person's journey? And yeah, and then when I do, that's when I'm excited, and I guess it can all come out on screen.
Absolutely. I mean, I love there's so many different layers that you bring to these characters, and there's always something that I feel is so resonating that I can pick out from each character as well. So that's also something that really feels close to me too when I watch your work is that when I see her, I see something about me too, and I see that representation, and I really appreciate you having and providing that type of lens for other young women as well. Seeing people like yourself, obviously depicted on screen as is everything as everything, and it has such a deep meaningfulness to me, and I know again how much other fans are so grateful for that as well.
Wow, thank you. I'm so happy to represent, be a voice for women. That's something that I've been trying to do throughout my life, not just in my career, but in my personal life. And telling women's stories is a great honor for me.
There's a great deal of wonderful empowerment, so again, thank you, and I greatly appreciate and admire what you do. But yes, thank you again for the wonderful empowerment and the
Thank
wonderful uh, women that we get to watch and these characters that feel so close as well. Speaking of things that are close, I mean, switching things back to the Hallmark film that we're going to see you in here shortly, is the setting for Hallmark films also can quite often feel like a character in itself. As well, it plays into the tone of the movies that we get to see. How does this kind of extend that aspect through this film? That what type of lens does that provide as well?
Um, I feel like the through line is love for pretty much everything, and especially when it comes to Hallmark and the work that we're doing there, the stories that we care about, the way that we want people to feel, and that through line certainly hits home for me. I want everything that I do and create now to be made with love. There's just a lot of negativity and difficult things about life, and I feel like if you can be part of the more positive, joyful movement now, that's what I'm focused on.
Well, I really love also the chemistry that we get to see between your character and Corey. There's this wonderful, like, palpable chemistry that we get to watch between the two of you. And wanted to ask you a little bit about, because you already talked also a small amount about his working with him as well, but what really kind of drew you into him, and what did you maybe find endearing or charming most about him and working together?
Corey is such an enormous talent that watching him perform live on set is just like it just blows your hair back. You're like, how is this person so full of energy, enthusiasm, and not just when the cameras were rolling? That's how he is about his work, and that's the type of person that you want to go to work with every day. You enjoy watching their talent, you root for them, and Corey's a little bit newer to the Hallmark family, so I'm very, very excited for everyone to not only see his talent in this movie, but hopefully see him in the Hallmark family for years to come.
Do you have any favorite or memorable behind the scenes moments from filming? Not necessarily, of course, with Corey, but just from being, overall part of the film that really kind of has imprinted on you.
Oh, I mean, we had fun every day. We had fun every day. I don't know. We work at such a pace that, it all kind of blurs together. But I do remember, okay, so there's one scene where we're sitting under a tree. It's supposed to be like this really romantic moment where we first sit down together, and we sit under this tree, and we are on this fake snow, and it was difficult. Our butts were getting wet. It was like seeping through. The water was melting and seeping through and making our entire undersides wet. And then we're supposed to like fall back and look at the sky together, and like then our heads in the slush, like we didn't fit on the blanket. Nothing was working. Um, and it was like 2 a.m. It's cold. We couldn't stop laughing. Uh, you know, that one I would say was a relief to get through. And when those moments happen where it feels like nothing is working, it's a blessing to be working with someone like Corey who can, you just chuckle about it and you get it done. That was a situation that could have been less than enjoyable, and we really had a good time anyway.
Making positive out of maybe a semi rough situation is always a plus. And when it comes
Exactly.
to Hallmark, that's also part of the spirit, I think, too, at times as well. Reminding yourself that although things may not be going optimally, there's a brighter side of everything, and also a fortunate side of things as well.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, we're making a Hallmark movie, we're living our dreams, and we're blessed.
Absolutely, yes. Speaking of Hallmark movies, of course, we talked also about how, you've been a part of several Hallmark Channel movies. What does it mean to you being a part of this network and getting to share in these important representation and stories that this network is showcasing?
I was able to play a Thunderbird pilot, a doctor in The Groomsmen, a news producer in Caribbean Summer, and a chef in Pinch of Portugal. So, there has been a wealth of opportunity there, and I have tried to meet each one with open arms. I'm so excited about the roles that they give me, the locations I get to film in. They really, really make this fun.
What do you hope lingers with fans from watching this film, The Snow Must Go On?
I think it's really about overcoming your fears, no matter what age you are, whether it's a fear of getting on stage and singing in front of friends and family, or if it's a fear of being vulnerable and falling in love or saying how you feel, or saying sorry, or going on a new adventure that maybe something you've always wanted to do and you've been scared to do it. I think there's a lot of pushing forward out of the comfort zones in this film, and I just really appreciate anyone who does that in life.
You're not just an actress, you're also an entrepreneur as well. And I've come to find out that you have a product coming out here shortly, here at the Thanksgiving holiday, the California Undies. And I would love to learn a little bit more about, how you got involved and how this, kind of came about and really what sort of sets this product apart.
Yes, thank you for asking. I have started a line of period underwear called California Undies, and they are different from what's on the market because they're cute. They're not your normal granny panty underwear, which I was wearing originally, and was very unsatisfied with what was on the market. I was diagnosed with fibroids a few years ago, and it made long days filming on set very difficult. And I was wearing period panties as a way to not bleed through my costumes. TMI, but that's what women face. Like nobody wants to be spotting at work, and so on this journey, I was like, why aren't there any cute period panties? And I couldn't find any. And I thought, well, if I want them, other women must want them too, and I'm going to make them. So that's what I've done. I've created this line. We're launching with 8 different panties that have various level of absorbency for whatever day of your cycle that you're on. They're PFAS free. They go on sale on Thanksgiving at californiaundies.com, and I am just so excited for women to have this option that can make us feel a little bit better on those, kind of dark days of the month where we don't feel ourselves. It just makes sense to me that I should have cute panties that I would wear the whole rest of the year. And so I'm excited for other women to have it too. And let me know what they think.
I know we say TMI, but I'm someone who has a heavy flow, and because of that, I have problems with like low iron deficiency too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always a struggle because it's so heavy that I'm like, going through underwear, is going through a lot of different pads, and that doesn't become affordable, to be able to
Yes.
keep up every month with, as a woman, to have, and it's all of it is uncomfortable too. None of it, it's not just cute, but it's also not cute, but it's also uncomfortable as well. And you, again, like you said, you feel embarrassed, or, you don't know what to do, and you're, constantly feeling like, what can I do to feel more comfortable at a time where I'm emotional and having to, all these feelings at once, but also you're in pain. And, I can imagine also, like you said, because you struggle with fibroids, that, how difficult that is also for you as much as well, when it comes to that aspect also. But yes, to have, the California Unis, to have another opportunity to not just, of course, make yourself feel cute in a time that you just are not like, and again, emotional kind of roller coaster all the time, because of your hormones. You kind of, you need something to get through, that offers
Yes.
that as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. I mean, I also want this to be a conversation of what women are struggling with and how we can help each other, which is by sharing information. We struggle with PCOS, endometriosis, postpartum, fibroids. There are so many things that we have to deal with. And if this can just be a little piece of, you know, that journey to wellness for a woman, I'm so happy to be a part of it. And yes, they cut down on the purchase of tampons, of pads, of these single use products, some of them that are very, very unhealthy for us in our bodies. So these being PFAS friendly, we have organic cotton layers that are on the lining, and they're feeling very luxurious and comfortable while being good for you. So I'm very proud of what we've built. I have my sister is a fashion designer. She's been helping me with this. I have an amazing website guru who's been building everything up, and we've just been so passionate to take a peek and get their California undies.
Well, thank you, so much for sharing about that with us. And yeah, these are conversations that we need to kind of normalize more too, because we always feel like this is our, something private, or we always meant to feel like this is something private that girls don't share. But there are girls who are, in high school, and they're like, don't know what, tampons are, or they don't have access to stuff like that either at the same time too. So, it's something that all women of all ages, that span from when you get your period, start getting your period, struggle with, and the conversations that we talk about in health class, but we're not talking about with each other.
Yes, and how to deal with it. I mean, I didn't tell anyone for probably a year or two that my period had gotten so heavy that I was in the bathroom every half an hour when I'm trying to work. Like we're not having these conversations out of, I don't know, shame, embarrassment. But then the blessing of starting this business is now I feel like I can talk about it with other women, and I can share my experience. I can share the treatment I did for my fibroids. It has opened up a conversation for me with other women that I find so comforting and valuable because we're all going through the same thing.
Absolutely. Again, another form of representation that is really important to recognize, because, um, we have a universal struggle in going through this experience. And so it's a really important conversation to continue
Absolutely.
to have, and to normalize again, and share, be more acceptable socially to share about that sort of thing, and kind of get the stigma, release the stigma that we're ingrained in growing up.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for asking questions about it and being open to having that conversation. That means a lot to me.
My pleasure. Just to kind of, cap things off, not to keep too much more of your time here, but to kind of just switch things back, because we are at the holiday period of time, where we're getting here on the cusp of Thanksgiving, but also Christmas is a stone's throw away. What do you enjoy the most, or take away the most from the holidays? And what are you looking forward to most this year?
I always am very excited for the time with my family where we can just maybe have some peaceful moments to relax. I like to take long hikes with my family. We talk about the year ahead and what we're excited about. It's really like a reset at the end of the year. Um, Hopefully, maybe go somewhere warm. And I don't know. I love the holidays because it just feels like you're that and you're opening your arms to the new year and all of the opportunities ahead of you. And yeah, I like the family time and all the food, all the cooking that we do. It's the simple things, really.
I love that I get to share in like the family recipes and the traditions of things where, like we always say like, okay, we're gonna start planning our Thanksgiving. Who likes what? Like, okay, you like the cranberry stuffing this way, you like your, cornbread this way, you like everybody has a way, like their favorite of something, like the way that it's made differently. So we have to kind of like figure out strategically what we want to have, how much of it we're gonna have, who gets to have like what. And I'm sorry, but if I don't have my stuffing, like it's not, like if I don't have, but my stuffing is like stovetop stuffing. It's not even like, like gourmet stuffing, but that's what I love because that's what I enjoy and that's what I grew up on too.
Right.
So I just love
And
that
it's the time of year where we should guilt free have what we want.
absolutely. Work hard all year round. This is the time of year where you can indulge and feel okay about that at the same time too, because like you're talking about resetting, you get a reset at the end of the year. So that's when everybody's like, I'll diet then, I'll diet then. But you can and you should enjoy and indulge and feel like uh, the holidays are the time of peace and maybe gluttony, if that's what your thing is. But rest, I also enjoy the rest, just like you. I enjoy the opportunity to sleep late and not feel like I have certain obligations to do and kind of just lounge when I want.
Yes. Well, here's hoping that we both find time to do that.
Yes.